Hey there, and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to be showing you all my tips that I know how to kill and track more players to get you a lot more loot, because we know the juiciest loot comes from different players. So if you like these tips, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. More tips and tricks and all that will be coming out later, so you're not going to want to miss it. So right away, tip number one is keeping the high ground. As you can see at the top of this mountain, there's a guy. I put him in a fluorescent orange vest and a light blue helmet, and you can still barely even see him. It's going to take a really tough shot for you to get this guy because of his such a low hit range, hit marker area. But if you're at the top of the hill, you can see that there's a lot more body and other extremities that you can hit. In the next clip, you can see that it's even more apparent when you're dealing with buildings, as the person on the bottom can only see the head of the person, not much else, and that's a really hard shot to take while they're also shooting at you. And this is what they can see from the top. They can see your entire body, so they can hit you anywhere. Tip number two would be using the Hipfire Mechanic. It's a lot easier to move around and shoot pinpoint right away. You gotta think of it, if you have your red dot in the middle of the screen, that's where you're shooting at all the times. You can see I was kind of slow on the aim in, and that's just a preference thing. I really do honestly shoot a lot better at Hipfire. These are exceedingly large ranges, but you can see as long as I keep the person I'm shooting at in the middle of my screen, it's almost an immediate hit. Tip number three is going to be kind of a lengthy one because I want to explain a lot in this clip. It's very important when dealing with fights, especially fighting two people at once. As you can see here, I'm kind of tracking these two guys. I'm on the Molsk, and I'm keeping a very low profile. I'm trying to use all my sounds and everything like that to understand and really get a vivid image of where they are. And mainly, I just want to make sure that I'm as far away as I can be from these people, and I have exit routes. So right when I start shooting, I'm already thinking I gotta get out of here right after these shots. So I immediately drop back and go right back from the way I came. And while I'm doing this, I'm also thinking of how I can get farther away and separate myself, while also using key things as them killing zombies or all other shots that they're doing. This also gives you a great amount of time to reload and think of your next plan. We're gonna call this tip number 3.5 because as you can see here, I'm positioning myself in a completely different area, but very, very fast. I took my time to get away and make sure that they weren't going to push me, and then I also tried to push in from a different angle. It's almost creating two of myself fighting two people instead of being stationary and holding one position. I don't know if I killed the guy here, so I made sure I came up, but I knew I had grenades, so I'm using all the equipment I can to make sure that I kill at least one of the enemies, to make sure it's then a 1v1. I'm also thinking that these guys are going to stay closer together because I've already injured this person very badly, as you can see from his walking and stuff like that. So I'm thinking his friend is very close nearby. That's why I'm not really going and looting right away. I'm just making sure I'm checking all my corners, and what do you know, right in the bushes right there is his friend. I didn't spot him until I almost died, but at least I got him. Tip number 4. This one is for more pro players and people that are more experienced, but it's also very valuable. Right here I heard footsteps, and immediately what I process is the image of this house. So knowing the Molsk and knowing my area, it's more of a fresh spawn area. I'm thinking he's either right along this countertop because of the stove and everything there, and also the loot spawns there. It almost gets me killed, and it could get you killed. Right here you can see that my Giga Chad genes have kicked in. I had to go take this guy out with a pickaxe. But in the next clip, this actually did get me killed, where I overcompensated thinking I heard where the guy was, and instead I ended up shooting all around kind of sporadically because I overcompensated. I heard where he was. I was like, I can get an image on him, I'm going to get the jump on him, and instead he ran almost right past me, and I, well, paid the price. Now referring back to this clip, as you can see, I'm crawling very slowly, and this is a little glitchy tip that one of my buddies found out that showed me. So I'm crawling through, I tried getting up, it's very, very slow, but if you see right here, I sprint right at it and almost dolphin dive, and immediately I'm right through. This is a quick little tip. If you found this, make sure you leave a like. This tip is all about using animals and zombies to track down other players. I just sat in these woods and I noticed that there were a bunch of wolves running towards a known military area location right over. I at first thought the guy was going to be in the woods, but as you can see, I ended up running up the hill, and what did you know, a whole bunch of wolves were dead and there was a guy up there. So using zombies and other wolves is a very easy and a sustainable way to see if there's a player in the area or if there's a player going in a certain direction, because zombies will be dead or other animals. Now this is my favorite, and this is why you should always stay to the end of the video. As you can hear, right now I'm making a lot of noise switching from my guns using my hotkeys. Even if you swapped regularly, it'd make this much noise, but if you lay the guns on the ground and then put them on your back, it's completely silent. Completely. No one can hear, and you can get to whatever gun you need whenever. Well, that's it. That's the video. Hopefully you guys learned some new things, and if you didn't learn anything new, at least you can put these tips that I gave you to the test, and maybe you can better yourself in these combat situations, and you can survive longer. Thanks for watching.